Laurie, good to see you. It's been an incredibly busy summer. Just how much has changed around here since the end of last season?
Yeah, a huge amount. It's been an exceptionally busy summer. I'd say since we finished the game against Sheffield Wednesday, the planning that we've been putting in the weeks before that all sort of kicked into gear, and for many of the people in this team behind the scenes and away from the football department, which have obviously they've been working hard as well in terms of building the squad, but it's the people behind the scenes that have been putting a huge amount of effort in to deliver a club that's ready to perform in the Premier League, and that covers Compton as well as Molineux. And yeah, it's been long hours, long weeks, and we're absolutely thrilled and extremely excited about the fact that we're going to be kicking off our Premier League campaign on Saturday.
Just talk us through some of the changes, because some of them are more visible than others.
Yeah, they are, and I'd say, you know, down at Compton we've developed the space so that the players have got the absolute first-class facilities to train in and to live. They spend so much time down there, it's essential that they've got a comfortable environment to be in, just in terms of their training facilities, their dining facilities, but also we've equipped the academy and the groups below the first team with better facilities as well. But here at Molineux, we've had a considerable amount of requirements that we've had to fulfil for Premier League in terms of floodlighting and media fulfilment sort of requirements. But we've also delivered on a lot of the promises that we made to fans at the end of last year around some of the engagement areas. So we've installed EPOS and contactless systems into the North Stand, which will be using for the first time against Everton. We've introduced a number of fan engagement sort of opportunities around the club as well in terms of what we want to do digitally. So we've got some exciting stuff that we're going to be launching over the next week around, we've got a Wolves fan app that's coming out, we're relaunching Wolves TV. So there's been a huge amount of work that's happened over the summer, and the team should be thoroughly congratulated for what they've achieved.
Because you talk about fan engagement, and I mean, we can almost see behind you the renovated Graham Hughes stand that's over there. You mentioned there's going to be a new bar around it as well. How much is it important to listen to the fans and have those conversations and then put into action what comes out of it?
It's hugely important. I've always said that how we communicate with the fans and our engagement and our relationship with the fans is absolutely key critical to how this club's going to move forward. And we have regular platforms with which we try and sort of listen to what they're saying and we try and respond as much as we can. And as I say, we've got a number of initiatives that we're going to be announcing and developing in the coming days. One of which is the Wolves app, which will allow fans to engage with the club in a brand new environment. It means that all of the information that's communicated and distributed out from the club will be hosted in one area. That will be their one-stop shop where they can go for all of their club information. So whether it's news, whether it's video, whether it's Wolves TV, which as we've previously stated is now going to be free to access, which will include all of our club content, all of our video content, but will also include free commentary at every single Wolves match through the season. So that's a huge exciting piece of work that we've been doing that's going to be coming to fruition in the coming days. And similarly, we've been responsive to other areas where we need to improve digitally. So Wolves TV is one of those. And again, you know, I'm really looking forward to how we're going to relaunch the Wolves TV brand and the usability of that, which I'm sure fans will agree very soon that the platform that we're going to be presenting to them is a far more user-friendly experience.
Talking of growing the brand, growing the club, and before we were talking about the stadium as well, there's been a lot of discussion recently about Molineux and possible expansions or even potential moves. What's the dialogue like with the council regarding this, and do you have a time frame almost for how you see this panning out?
Well, it's like all these. I don't want to be sort of specifically held to time frames, but what I can say is the conversation is progressing well with major stakeholders and key stakeholders. For us, the key bit was getting promoted, because that frees up the financial capacity for the club to grow rapidly. So that's one of the key things. But also, we've been in consultation with the council, with our neighbours for quite some time now, and those conversations are moving very well. We would want to be in a position whereby we think by next summer we're making a start on how we want to develop this stadium. The focus over the last few months has been getting this club ready for the Premier League, to go into the Premier League and have absolutely no doubt that we're in the ability to compete and to move successfully through the league and deliver success. Having felt now that we're in that position, we're starting our journey in the Premier League, our full focus now turns to building ourselves a new home.
Because when we talk about fan engagement, you know, you'll be aware of just how important this place is to supporters. When they hear that we could be potentially moving, there's not always 100% support behind that. Are you viewing this place as absolute plan A to renovate here?
Yeah, without question. I think the important point to make out of that sort of discussion is that our objective is first and foremost is to stay here. We see Molineux as our home. We see it as our spiritual home. We've been here for 140 years. We've got no intention of seeking to move this club. And also, I think one of the USPs of this football club is the fact that it's in the very, very heart of the city. And Molineux has been part of the fabric of this city, as I say, for that whole sort of duration of time. And you only have to look around the stadium, and even when it's empty, and on sort of evenings like this, I know it's a bit cliched, but you feel the atmosphere even when there's not a single person in here. So we've got absolutely no intention to lose that, and to lose that sort of feeling within the club and within the fan base. So we're doing everything we can to build and develop a stadium and a model of a stadium that allows us to stay here. I think the point to make, or the point to be taken from it, is that our ambition and the club's ambition, and the fans should really feel that and understand that and be excited by that, but our ambition is to take this club where it's in a position whereby regularly having a fan base and an attendance of 50, 55 and possibly more 1,000 people into this stadium is where we feel that we're going to be taking this football club in the short to medium term. And that's the main thing, and finding a place to do that. And we're comfortable, and I'm confident that we can do that in our existing home, but that is the priority and where we want to take this club.
Because you mentioned that ambition, what is the view between, I guess, yourself and Jeff and the other key decision makers as to how quickly this club is moving forward and growing? I mean, people can barely buy a shirt. They can't get them in quick enough to sell them. Yeah,
I'm aware of that. And I think that's symptomatic of where we are at this moment in time. And if you rewind the clock a little bit, and we've been speaking over the last couple of days about, you know, if you think where we were sort of 5 years ago, or sort of 2012-13, you know, we're in League One, and so roll the clock forward sort of 5 years. We're now in 24 hours we're going to be starting a Premier League game, and we feel that with the squad that we've got, the exciting squad that we've got, you know, we've got some of the, in my opinion, some of the best young talent in European football now residing within this football club. We've got some of the best coaching staff, so one of the best coaches, I believe, in European football leading that group. We've got a management team that's extremely clear on the vision of this football club, and we've got owners that are, you know, extremely clear on where they want this club to go. They've got the investment potential. They're not you know, they want to sort of be putting the money into the club in order for us to get to where we want to be. So it's an exciting time, and yeah, you know, everyone should be feeling that this is a hugely optimistic sort of moment in this football club, and being clear on where we want it to go.
Optimistic, but not getting carried away. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I think that's always the message in terms of, you know, we take it sort of one game, one sort of month, one season at a time, and I think we don't want to sort of pin ourselves down to specific sort of objectives in terms of we will be here by this time. But from my perspective, the simple mandate is that every single time we start a season, every single time we take to the football field, every single day we come to work, we are taking this football club forward, and we are progressing and taking it into another step along its way into the direction where we want to be headed and closer to its goal.
It's going to be a special atmosphere here this weekend. I know you want people in extra early to enjoy it all.
Yeah, no, it is, and I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it. You know, last season was such a huge buzz. It was such a huge buzz for the fans, for the players, for the staff, for everyone involved with the club. You know, in some ways, the summer couldn't have sort of rolled along quick enough partly because of the amount of work that we're doing, but we know this is the biggest league in world football, and we feel that we deserve to be here. So we're massively, massively excited about Saturday come 5:30. I know all the work that we've been doing over the last sort of 18 months around sort of engaging with the fans and getting the fans behind the club. As I said earlier, we've got such a strong squad, we've got such a young, dynamic squad, we've got a brilliant coaching team, and we've got the most amazing fan base that's massively got behind this football club. Everything is in such a great place, and we're really looking forward to getting into the season and seeing how well we do.